So why exactly is Namor finally swimming up to the surface and deciding to go, man, those Wakandans, I'm gonna attack them? Well, it sounds like it's because he can't attack the Eternals, so he's like, who's the closest people around here? I guess Wakanda. In the middle of landlocked Africa? Sure. I mean, to be fair, we don't really know if it's landlocked because we've never really gotten a full-on map, but maybe it's the destruction and the sea levels that could release... Never mind. Okay, so let's go over this. Thousands of years ago, in Earth's history, Eternals were helping shape humanity, and then things happened, and they're like, we're gonna step away, right? And at some point, Atlantis was out there. You know, Atlantis is doing its own thing, and then Atlantis just slowly fades off into the ocean, or however they're gonna establish or retcon it into the lore, or whatever they do, right? You know, there's tons of creativity you can do. Just like with Wakanda, they were behind the shield, and they were so evolved, we never saw them. Okay, fair enough, we accepted it, right? Well, apparently, we're gonna learn that Namor is seeking revenge and going specifically after Wakanda due to what happened in part, not all of it, what happens in the Eternals. And that's the fact that we see the giant disruption around the planet. We see like the tsunami it causes, right? We saw the water and what was happening around the planet and how everything was going not as planned. Let's put it that way. That's the best way to put it. Again, I gotta try to avoid spoilers here. So, you know, it's one of these things that's just kind of shaping up the MCU in a different direction going forward. So Namor is finally going to be like, all right, I guess it's time for Atlanteans to make ourselves a part of the world again. I mean, everybody knows about Wakanda now. Everybody knows about everybody. Apparently Wakanda is the greatest. Well, guess what? Atlantis is better, right? So I'm going to come out there and I'm going to go, okay, well, I guess I'm going to go on the attack because Earth still seems to be hurting and I'm Namor and I don't like anybody. And that sounds pretty awesome, right? Because that's Namor. He's not really a hero. Him and Aquaman share a lot in common. One thing they share in common is that they're both kind of anti-heroes, with Aquaman just slightly being more heroic. He's willing to help out the humans, where Namor's like, human? No, Atlantean first, okay? Aquaman's a little bit more on the other side, so I appreciate the difference there. And it does make sense if Namor suddenly is like, okay, what's going on up on the surface here? What's all this commotion? You guys aren't just ruining our waters anymore. All your galactic problems now are directly affecting everything down here, and nobody is helping us with anything. Nobody even is aware of us anymore because we stayed out of your way. But now, we want our stuff back. We want our land back. We want to rule everything again. And again, in case you guys don't know, back in ancient texts and all the ancient writing, if you look at it, when they talk about Atlantis, it wasn't just a mythical island or this little thing. It was like the center of humanity. It's where all the greatest knowledge, scholars, technology, and everything went. That's where everything was connected. The reason we have the pyramids and, you know, everything around the earth is because of the knowledge that was passed down through Atlantis, and that Atlantis was at some point the original foundation of the ancient gods, and that's where they hid knowledge. So you could see how they could tie all this into Eternals even more now, especially when they're already bringing Egyptian mythology and Eastern European mythology and vampires and things already into the MCU that all directly connect to things like Atlantis, like Lemuria, and all these other things. So you can kind of see a through line here. So it makes sense that we're hearing these reports. I mean, that's exactly what Namor would do. He'd attack once the chance and opportunity is there. Even if it's not the fault of the people he's attacking, he'll seize the opportunity.